Hey, how are we doing, everybody? My name is John Denton. Thank you so much for joining me today on the video. And here we are. It's Mac Miller's posthumous Circles album. You know, nobody knew this existed just a few short days ago, and here we are. I must say quickly before we start, a massive thank you for the amazing support on my Mac videos so far. As I said on Twitter, I was just editing a reaction to Swimming that had been requested for a long time. My patrons requested it. I was in the middle of editing when the information and the news broke that the new Mac was coming. So obviously then, good news. I got the Divine Feminine listened to and done as well on the channel, and a Tiny Desk concert. Here we are with Circles, and this Mac season has been a pleasure tinged with obvious sadness. But I'm not going to try and mention that too much. I'm just going to try and concentrate on the music. Guys, if you're new, please subscribe, leave a like, share. You know how to do YouTube, you know how to do all that stuff. Guys, I'm just going to jump straight in. I'm very excited to listen to this one.
Now I have a name, I have a name, no. The line, drawing circles.
It was so crazy to discover recently that John Bryan, obviously the person that has taken so much time to complete this album and you know, put it out there for the world, was somebody who's been so heavily involved in the past in my favourite artists, and the artist that, you know, sadly lost his life in the early 2000s, Elliott Smith. So involved in his work, from production to playing instruments on one of my favourite albums of all time, and you can hear the vibe straight away. Like I said, it even led me to realising Mac had actually covered an Elliott Smith song in Angeles, which I haven't done yet. I do plan to do a video on that. I don't know how many people will watch it, but you know, if this energy is something that you like, I mean, please do go and check out XO or Either Or from Elliott Smith, any of his work, but those are the two real standout albums. Mac sounding fantastic here.
Selfish one day at a time. Getting pretty late.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely gorgeous start to this album. Obviously, I know track 4, Good News, is an incredibly beautiful piece. The video that accompanies it and that whole production is perfect as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, I'm sure many of you, if not all of you, have seen my reaction to that, and it was certainly a reaction, and don't be surprised if that happens again. I've been feeling quite emotional anyway. I'm so glad I waited to the evening. The whole Eminem thing died down. I know some people were saying, why have you done Eminem first and stuff, but I was like, when both dropped, I knew I just wanted to kind of have some intimate time with this album in the evening when everything's just a bit quieter, and it's definitely looking like the right decision already. If it keeps going like this is going to be like a long lost Elliott Smith album, but through the energy of Mac.
Outside is cloudy, but I like that better. Does it always get up?
You're gonna have to forgive me in advance. A lot of this reaction may just be me kind of losing myself into the music with my eyes shut. We'll see how. I mean, I don't know what all the songs are going to sound like. Just a real beautiful energy to this track. More upbeat, slightly unusual choice of instruments, but I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, there's a little bit of a Pharrell vibe to some of the instrumentation, but again, this is music to kind of lose yourself in. This is music just to. This feels. I said it on the Good News video already. This album feels like a cathartic group hug for all his fans, and what a. I mean, it couldn't feel further from a cash grab. Do you know what I mean? This feels so pure and so right. Ooh, bass guitar. Man, it's turned into Celeste all of a sudden, if you know that game.
Kissing no baby, the devil on my doorstep being so shady. Don't trip, I don't do enough for you. Without you, it's the color blue. Oh, don't trip.
Without You is the Colour Blue is a lyric on Divine Feminine, isn't it? Remind me of which track it is.
Your line, shit, I always shine, even when the light dim. No, I ain't God, but I'm feeling just like him. Yeah, well, listen, man, world has made me crazy.
This flow in the pocket of this one, I'm still moving. It's still in me.
Might just turn around to 180. Come on, it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes. This mad world that made me crazy. Might just turn around to 180.
The work that's been done on this, obviously none of us know how complete any of these songs were. But the work that's been done on this feels so complete so far. So a massive credit must go to John Bryan, and I'm sure many other people who've worked on this. Compare it to, you know, some of the stuff that we've heard from posthumously, whether it's from like XXXTentacion, Lil Peep, other examples of recent artists who've sadly passed, and you know, they just feel like snippets and demos. This feels like a finished album already.
Hey, one of these days we'll all get by.
Now, I've listened to this multiple times actually since it came out. What a beautiful, beautiful song it is.
Up instead, a lot of things I regret, but I just say I forget. Or can it just be easy? Why does there's a whole lot more for me waiting on the other side? I'm always wondering if it feel like summer. I know maybe.
Listen, like I said, I'm sure many of you have seen the original reaction and my reaction to that. Now it just makes me smile. It just makes me smile now because it's just so beautiful and it is so sad. And the lyrics and everything, like the reaction's there. I'll never have that first reaction again, of course, and that's the power of this format. You know, as weird as it is for me to put that out on the internet, I think that means something because, and the amount of people have told me that they've had the same reaction or they, you know, shared that together is so powerful, man. And now this song, I just think it's so gorgeous, so beautiful, just makes me smile. It's as simple as that.
The moon keep playing, practical jokes, planet of mirrors and smoke that I fade away in. You be complaining, and I can't explain it. Show me something, show me something, something I can't see. You wake up in shock, hitting the ground, I'm hitting the ground, I fell from the top. You never expect it keep you on your toes. You got so far to go, but look at where you came from.
Again, just a sumptuous track. Not my favourite, but yeah, very enjoyable.
Everybody's gotta live.
Jesus. So much Beatles vibes on this one.
Get so good, but then again it get pretty rough. Gotta live, and everybody's gonna die. Yeah. Harmonica and guitar strapped around his neck, but he sure could play the blues.
I mean, to make the comparison again that I've made before, the vocals are being double layered to harmonise with each other. If you listen to Elliott Smith, that is his like signature sound. He has music as well with piano that's slightly more upbeat like this, along with a really soft, gentle acoustic music. But I mean, the through line there is crazy. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that Mac was so. Influence is the wrong word because here, but you couldn't really say it was an influence musically in any of his previous stuff, not even Swimming in Divine, and certainly the music from that I've heard, so the music from before that I've heard, but just in an energy and an essence. Not all of it. I think Elliott Smith was a much more downbeat person, much less personable, you know, he certainly didn't have seemingly as many people that loved him. Mac was obviously just this infectious character. But everybody's made of different parts, right? And there's a part that just seems to be a through line between the both of them, and I think that's why it's connecting with me on such a deep spiritual level. I mean, fuck it, why mess about? Why pretend that it's anything other than that?
If you're with me, I'll never go away.
Sing it, man.
Said if you're with me, I won't go away. Because everybody gotta know the reason why.
Drums. Dude, this album, man. It's like, I mean, I don't mean to, it's kind of like he's just reaching down from heaven and just giving a gift to us all. Like I said before, I don't want to come across as disingenuous. I know Mac Miller means so much more to so many people watching this video and so many people out there than me. I'm still relatively new to his music, and there's still plenty of music of his I've never heard. But regardless, you know, it's connecting with me in a way, and this just makes me feel sometimes when the world's full of chaos and madness, so you listen to something like this and you feel like everything's going to be okay. And that was a song that, if you break it down, was reasonably repetitive. It was, you know, there wasn't huge concepts in there or anything like that, but just the combination of voice, energy, instruments, just the whole vibe of it, the fact that it felt like a Beatles cut, the fact that it felt like an Elliott Smith cut, it just ended up being a beautiful track. Sometimes just a bass coming in at the right time, a piano coming in at the right time, a falsetto hitting the right time can be enough. It's gorgeous stuff, honestly.
When will you forget my past? Got questions, ask you, know the stories.
Different energy on this one, darker energy. Different, like he's coming in earlier in the beat than everything else has been very laid on the beat to give it that kind of like almost lazy vibe. This is a bit sooner on the beat, so it's giving a different energy straight away.
Bankrupt, too many days in the days, better wake up. I put your face in the place where the space was. When it's us first time, the door's closing. Put it together, then it break. All the energy it takes. Never stop.
This has got a real gonna be a grower type of vibe to it. I think I can see this being one that ends up being one of my favourites. Just the tone of it, the kind of the chords that it's using, even the key and everything like that. It just feels like it's not an instant jump out track, unlike the Beautiful Everybody or something along those lines, or of course Good News. But you can see this one being one that you fuck with a lot later on. God.
Right, you leave the best slightly, they might be, but
you have to forgive me, I'm bad at picking out voices at the best of times, so if that's someone obvious, please let me know who it is. I was just melting to this track. Oh my gosh.
Around, let's turn these jeans into hand-me-down.
Turn these jeans into hand-me-downs, man. If he's talking about he wants to have children with this woman, I'm assuming that's what he's saying, then wow.
The minus the problems that I attract. And half the time the guitar case, that's charity. I move carelessly, that's why I'm always tripping.
Absolutely beautiful song. Tears in my eyes, man. Just beautiful. So sad. If I have got it right, and I feel like I have, he wants to, you know, is maybe not with this person anymore, maybe it's Ariana, but he wants to have children. Let's turn these genes into hand-me-downs. You need more of a family round. It's so sad, man. Fuck. So sad. Oh my God.
That's on me. That's on me. It's on my fault. And knows where we're going at it. No. That's on me. That's on me. I know.
Sorry, but that could be Elliott Smith on guitar there. This is a beautiful song again. It's just, I'm running out of adjectives because it's just beautiful. That is the correct adjective to describe this record. This is a real, just a real listening pleasure. And of course it's melancholy. Of course it's sad. But the fact that he came from where he came from, and is such an amazing rapper, such a skilled lyricist, and a truly skilled lyricist, so funny and witty and sharp and clever, and has such a love for hip hop, and also clearly so much other music as well. I know he's a multi-instrumentalist and everything like that, and then to make a record like this, there's barely, I don't think you could even call this a hip hop record. I know there's some bits where he's spitting a little bit, but it's basically just like a sort of soft indie, almost singer-songwriter type deal. But it still feels totally him.
I don't know where I've been lately, but I've been alright. I said good morning. That's on me. That's on me.
Stunning. Again.
Yeah, why don't you wake up from your bad dreams? When's the last time you took a little time for yourself? There's no reason to be so down. Rather on me what you want, she call me daddy. Got a knack for getting nasty. Every day we keep a tally, yeah. Oh, it's true, I wanted them with a lot of regrets. You throw me off my high horse, I probably fall to my death. Wake up from your bad dreams. When's the last time you took a little time?
Between the hit here and the of Roddy Ricch, it's been a year, well, a month or so, of very unusual noises in hip hop beats. This one, it's nice to hear him spit a little bit, actually, as much as I'm absolutely loving all the softer, melancholy kind of soulful music that we have here. It's nice to hear him spit a little bit of that Mac energy that we know. Going to the final two now. This is the longest track on the album, called Surf.
World is open, a playground for me and you, and we could be fine. Will it come true? The whole world, they know it. They just waiting for me and you. So much of this world is above us, baby. They might tell you that I went crazy. I'm just trying to reach you. No, we try. And the days they go by. There's water in the flowers, let's grow. Let it go, let it be. Well, sometimes I get lonely. Not when I'm alone.
Guys, it's just stunning, isn't it? It's stunningly gorgeous music, and I don't really know what else to add. I'd love to know. I mean, it almost sounds like it might just have been him on an acoustic, and then everything else has been built around it. I don't know. We don't know. Hopefully, we can kind of know the full story. But it was just, I feel privileged to listen to it. Before we go into the final song, I mean, are you joking me? So I'm not close enough to the mic. Are you joking me with that song? Just, guys. It's not even that hugely complex. I mean, that was almost like a Jack Johnson song. I don't say that disparagingly. It was better. It was much more beautiful. But the way this has all been put together, it's just, I can't think of a better word than just a privilege. You know, this shouldn't have really... We shouldn't have been able to hear this, you know? Obviously, Mac was making it and he wanted us to hear this. But, I mean, just such credit to everybody involved. Such credit to everybody involved. I mean, they couldn't have done a more fitting send-off, a more fitting... Tribute's not the word because it's his music, but I'm sure you know what I mean. It couldn't have been done better. There's no way. It couldn't have been done better. It's absolutely gorgeous. Right, Once a Day is the final track.
I wonder what they know. I wonder if they ever, baby, I get high. And that's
every now and again I get high. I mean, yeah.
What I think, you running low on regret, no tears that's keeping you wet. I think you getting it now. And everybody means something when they're stuck on your mind. Can't find a single word.
Stunning. It's just stunning, man. Listen, I can't really put that feeling into words because it's more than just a musical feeling. Obviously, every single track on that was very, very enjoyable. It kind of put you through the gamut of emotions, but I mean, beautiful is the sort of overriding adjective I think that you'd want to describe that. But there's something else going on there, and it's because of what's happened, because it's come as a surprise, because of good news, because of how artfully it's been put together, because of Mac's energy, because of his fan base, just because of everything, the effort that's been put in to make this as good as it possibly can be, which is fucking unprecedented, fantastic stuff. And you can't even say, well, what if he'd released this if it was like, because it wouldn't have sounded like this, I'm sure, for starters, because there's been artistic license taken since it was in, you know, the various songs were in the states that they were in. But also, you know, nothing exists in a vacuum. Everything has context. Everything is real, and this is a posthumous release for his fans. And the fans they're beautiful. They're fans of his amazing, beautiful fans. Because of the energy that he put out into the world. And you know, when you've got artists from the likes of Kendrick and from the likes of Anderson .Paak and all these other people, JID, all these other people, they've all got the nicest things to say about him, all got these stories, I've never heard anyone say a bad word about the guy. And then you see him in clips, see him in interviews, hear his music, you know, there is a man so selfless that he wouldn't even put his demons onto anybody else. I can only finish with the word that I used a few times, an absolute privilege to have the opportunity to listen to that, and then again, an absolute privilege to be able to make a video of it and have people watch that, and to now in the future be able to read your comments below that as well. Once again, guys, thank you so much for the support on the Mac Miller videos on my channel. I will be going and doing some of his other past music as well, but for right now I think we should just all you know, enjoy this together, whether you're like me and a relatively new Mac fan. And like I say, I don't want to come across as disingenuous, because I know what it's like to lose the artist that you love, you know, when you're not expecting it. With me, obviously, Elliott Smith, somebody who, you know, you could say saved me. I've seen so many people say Mac saved them, so I really know what that feels like, and this is just something that we're all fortunate enough to share together. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment. So guys, thank you so much for watching. You know, it's just trying to do the YouTube stuff, so, you know, subscribe, share, all that sort of stuff. I won't go into it too much. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll just see you on the next video. But I'm so glad that I chose to do the two albums that came out today, the two major albums that came out today in this order. This was definitely the right choice. Guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.